Overcome anxiety in 3 days with neuroplastic tricks. What if you could change your relationship with anxiety in just 3 days? Now, I know what you're thinking, 3 days? That sounds like a gimmick. And you're right to be skeptical. So let's be clear, this isn't about magically erasing a lifetime of worry in 72 hours. This is about something more powerful. This is about proving to yourself that the constant worry, the racing heart, and the feeling of impending doom are not a life sentence. Most of us feel like anxiety is a broken part of our brain we're stuck with. But what if it's not broken at all? Your brain isn't broken, it's just running an old program. A program that was designed to protect you, but now it's stuck in overdrive, making you feel threatened even when you're perfectly safe. The great news is, you can become your own programmer. You can update that software. Using the science of neuroplasticity, I'm going to show you 3 simple tricks to start physically rewiring your brain. This isn't about just coping, it's about changing the very structure of your brain to turn down the volume on anxiety at its source. Stick with me, because you're about to get a clear, actionable, 3-day plan to kickstart this transformation. Section 1, the problem, your brain's old program. So, before we can install a new program, we have to understand the old one. Why does anxiety feel so powerful, so convincing, so real? It all comes down to a deeply ingrained program I call the anxiety loop. Picture this, your brain has an ancient, overprotective bodyguard called the amygdala. This tiny, almond-shaped part of your brain is your alarm system. Its one and only job is to scan for danger and, when it spots a threat, to hit the fight or flight panic button. Thousands of years ago, this was a lifesaver. If you saw a saber-toothed tiger, your amygdala would scream danger and instantly flood your body with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart would pound, your breathing would get shallow, and your muscles would tense up, ready to run. Your rational brain would go quiet because you don't have time to weigh the pros and cons when you're about to be lunch. This system was built for short bursts of intense, physical danger. The problem? Your amygdala hasn't gotten the memo that we don't live in a world of saber-toothed tigers anymore. Today, the threats it picks up on are things like an upcoming presentation, a crowded grocery store, an unread text, or even just a negative what-if thought you invent yourself. To your amygdala, these things can feel just as life-threatening. So, it pulls the same alarm lever. And that's where the anxiety loop kicks in. First, there's a trigger. It could be your boss's email or just a random worry. Next, your amygdala fires without asking questions, flooding your system with stress hormones. Then, you feel it physically. Your heart races, your stomach twists into a knot, your palms get sweaty. These aren't in your head, they are real, physical responses. And here's the crucial part, your thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, comes online and tries to figure out what's going on. It feels the alarm bells and starts desperately searching for the fire. It asks, why do I feel this way? Something must be terribly wrong. This is when the what-if thoughts take over. What if I bomb this presentation and get fired? What if everyone here is judging me? What if this racing heart is a heart attack? These catastrophic thoughts then become a new trigger, telling your amygdala, see? I told you there was danger. And so the loop spins, faster and faster. The thought fuels the feeling, and the feeling fuels the thought. The more this loop runs, the stronger that neural pathway gets, turning into a well-worn superhighway in your brain. Does that feeling of your own mind turning against you sound familiar? This is that old program. It's a survival tool that's become way too sensitive. It's your brain trying to protect you, but doing its job too well in a world it no longer recognizes. So let me say it again, your brain is not broken. It learned to be anxious, which means it can unlearn it. And the scientific proof of this is a concept that will change everything for you, neuroplasticity. Section 2, the solution, the science of neuroplasticity. If the old program is the problem, neuroplasticity is the solution. For a long time, scientists thought the adult brain was basically set in stone. But we now know for a fact that our brains are constantly changing and reorganizing themselves our entire lives. This amazing ability is called neuroplasticity. Neuro refers to neurons, your brain cells. Plastic means moldable. So, neuroplasticity is simply your brain's ability to change its own structure and function based on your experiences. Think of your brain like a dense forest. Every time you think a thought or feel an emotion, it's like walking down a path. The first time, it's tough going. But if you walk that same path over and over, you start to wear a trail. Soon, it's a road. Eventually, it becomes a multi-lane superhighway. It's the path of least resistance, and your thoughts will naturally flow down it. That anxiety loop we talked about? That's one of those superhighways. Every time you've worried, avoided something scary, or gotten lost in catastrophic thinking, you've unintentionally helped pave it. But here is the life-changing news: neuroplasticity means you can forge new paths. You can let that old highway get overgrown while you clear a new trail, a trail of calm and confidence. At first, this new path will feel like hard work. It takes conscious effort. But every time you choose it, you make it a little easier to travel. This isn't just a nice metaphor, it's biology. It's governed by a famous saying in neuroscience: neurons that fire together, wire together. When you repeatedly practice a new way of thinking, the neurons involved build stronger connections. You're literally building new brain circuits. At the same time, the old rule of use it or lose it applies. As you stop using the old, anxious pathways, those connections weaken. This is the proof that you are not doomed to be anxious forever. Anxiety is a learned pattern, and you have the power to create a new one. In an anxious brain, the connection between the emotional brain and the rational brain is out of whack. The amygdala is screaming fire, while the prefrontal cortex is too weak to chime in and say, "Hey, hold on, it's just the toaster." The tricks we're about to cover are designed to restore that balance. They are targeted exercises that strengthen your prefrontal cortex, giving it the power to regulate the amygdala. With practice, you can use your conscious mind to teach your automatic brain to feel safe. Section 3, the 3-day plan, an introduction. So, how do we actually start rewiring? We're going to use a focused, 3-day kickstart plan. And I stand by the promise of this video: you can create real change in 3 days. But let's be crystal clear about what that means. This isn't a magic wand. You won't undo a lifetime of anxious habits in 72 hours. That's like expecting to build a highway system through a jungle overnight. It's just not realistic. What is realistic, and what you will do, is make a fundamental shift in your relationship with anxiety. This 3-day plan is about laying the first few feet of asphalt for a new road. It's about proving to yourself that change is possible and getting that first, powerful taste of taking back control. It's your launchpad. In just 3 days, you can build and use a new, small neural pathway and feel the shift from being a victim of your anxiety to being the architect of your mind. Lasting change comes from repetition. Remember, neurons that fire together, wire together. The more you use these tools, the stronger the new pathways become. But it all starts here. Each day, we'll focus on one specific trick. These aren't random tips, they're targeted exercises to interrupt the old loop and build a new one. On day 1, you will be the observer, learning to see your anxiety without getting swept away by it. On day 2, you will be the disruptor, taking a small action to defy anxiety's orders. On day 3, you will be the architect, proactively building the calm pathway you want to use. Think of it this way: you have to survey the land, clear away some rubble, and pour the new foundation. Ready? Let's get to work. Section 4, Day 1, the Recognize and Relabel Trick. Your task for day 1 is to become a curious scientist of your own mind. The goal today isn't to stop the anxiety, but to change how you relate to it. This first trick is called Recognize and Relabel, and it's the foundation for everything else. The anxiety loop has all the power when we're fused with it, when we believe the anxious thoughts are us. This trick creates a tiny bit of space between you, the conscious observer, and the anxiety program itself. Step 1, Recognize. Your first job is to just notice the anxiety as it's starting. What does it feel like for you, right at the very beginning? Is it a thought? That subtle what if that creeps in. Is it a physical feeling? A slight tightness in your chest, a flutter in your stomach. Is it an emotion? A vague sense of dread or unease. Throughout your day, just practice noticing. When you get an intense email, notice the clench in your stomach. When you're walking into a social event, notice the thought, "I hope I don't say something weird." Don't judge it. Don't fight it. Just give it an internal nod. Ah, there it is. This simple act of noticing is incredibly powerful. You're stepping out of the storm and observing it from a safe distance. You're using your thinking brain to look at what your emotional brain is doing, and that alone starts to shift the balance of power. Step 2, Relabel. Once you've noticed the anxiety, you relabel it for what it is. This is the key. Instead of your brain screaming, "My heart is racing, I'm in danger," you're going to give it a new, more accurate label. This isn't about lying to yourself and saying "I'm fine." Instead, you're going to relabel the experience based on what you now know about your brain. Try a few of these phrases and see what fits. This isn't danger, this is just my amygdala misfiring. Ah, the old anxiety program is running. This feeling is uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous. This is a fight or flight response, but I'm actually safe right now. Let's say you're lying in bed worrying about a presentation tomorrow. Your heart starts to pound. The old program says, "Oh no, I'm panicking. This is going to be a disaster. I'm going to fail." Which, of course, makes your heart pound even harder. The new program says, "Recognize, okay, heart's going fast. Heavy feeling in my chest. I'm thinking about failing." Relabel, this is not a sign of doom. This is just my amygdala reacting to a thought. This feeling is just adrenaline. It's uncomfortable, but it's not a real threat. See the difference? In the first scenario, you are the panic. In the second, you are observing a biological process. You're separating yourself from the anxiety. This technique, known as cognitive reframing, is a cornerstone of cognitive behavioral therapy. By relabeling your feelings accurately, you strengthen your prefrontal cortex. You're training it to send a calming signal down to the amygdala, saying, "False alarm, stand down." Your only job for day one is to practice this. Every time you feel that flicker of anxiety, see it as a chance to do one more rep at the mental gym. Section 5, Day 2, The Action Shift Trick. Welcome to Day 2. Yesterday, you were the observer. Today, you become the disruptor. We're going to take this rewiring process from mental to physical. Today's trick is the action shift, and it's all about weakening that old, anxious pathway. Here's the most important thing to know about the anxiety program: it runs on a fuel called avoidance. Every time anxiety tells you don't go to the party, or don't speak up in the meeting, and you obey, you send a clear message to your brain: you were right to sound the alarm. That thing was dangerous, and we avoided it. Good job. This reinforces the whole loop. Avoidance gives you relief for a minute, but it guarantees more anxiety later. It's like pouring gasoline on the fire. The action shift is the exact opposite. It's about taking one small, manageable action that goes against what the anxiety is telling you to do. It's a form of micro-exposure. You're showing your brain, in a small, safe way, that the thing it's afraid of isn't actually a threat. When you do the scary thing and nothing terrible happens, you send a revolutionary new message to your brain: see? False alarm. We did it, and we're okay. This is one of the most powerful ways to trigger neuroplasticity for anxiety. You create a new memory that competes with the old fear. The key is to start ridiculously small. The goal is not to overwhelm yourself, the goal is to get a win. If you're terrified of public speaking, your action shift is not signing up for a TED Talk. It might be just saying good morning to the barista. If you have social anxiety, it's not going to a huge party. It might be sending a one-sentence text to a friend. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Identify an avoidance behavior. What's one small thing anxiety tempts you to avoid today? Avoiding eye contact? Putting off opening a bill? Staying quiet in a meeting? Choosing self-checkout to avoid a cashier? Pick one. Something small. Step 2. Define your action shift. Now, what's the smallest possible action that defies that avoidance? If you avoid eye contact, your action shift is to look at one person for 1 second and give a slight nod. If you're avoiding an email, your action shift is to just open it. You don't have to reply. Just open it. If you stay silent in meetings, your action shift is to ask one simple question, or even just say, "I agree with that point." Step 3. Take the action. This is the moment. Before you act, use your day 1 skill. Recognize the anxiety. Relabel it. Then, take a breath, and just do it. Step 4. Acknowledge the win. This is just as important as the action. Afterwards, take a second to consciously acknowledge what you did. You did the scary thing, and you're fine. Tell yourself, "I did it. I felt the fear and acted anyway. And I survived." Let that feeling of competence sink in. That's the reward signal your brain needs to start wiring the new pathway. Your task for day 2 is to perform one action shift. Just one. By performing this single, small act of courage, you're disrupting the cycle and proving to your brain that a new way is possible. Section 6, Day 3, The Positive Visualization Trick. Welcome to Day 3. On Day 1, you were the observer. On day 2, the disruptor. Today, you become the architect. Our final trick is positive visualization, and it's about proactively designing the new, calm neural pathway you want your brain to use. So far, we've been reacting to the old program. Now, we go on the offensive. One of the wildest things about the brain is that it often can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you mentally rehearse an action, many of the same neural circuits fire as when you physically do it. Athletes use this to visualize the perfect race. We're going to use the same principle for anxiety. This isn't just positive thinking. This is a structured, multisensory mental rehearsal. You're creating a detailed blueprint of how you want to think, feel, and act. By running this mental simulation, you start paving that new road of calm, making it familiar to your brain. Here's how. Find a quiet place for 10 minutes. Step 1. Choose your scenario. Pick one small situation that gives you low to moderate anxiety. Not your biggest fear. Something manageable. Making a phone call. Going to a new place. Giving a quick update in a meeting. Step 2. Relax your body. Close your eyes. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 6. Feel your body release tension. This deep breathing activates your body's rest and digest system, the natural antidote to fight or flight. Step 3. Begin the mental rehearsal. Now, play a movie in your mind. But this is the director's cut, where you are the hero and everything goes smoothly. Make it as real as possible for your brain by engaging all your senses. What do you see? See the environment. See the calm, confident look on your face. See your relaxed posture. What do you hear? Hear your own voice, sounding clear and steady. Hear the calm sounds around you. What do you feel? This is key. Feel the sensation of calm in your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your breathing slow and even. What do you feel? Feel confidence. Feel at ease. Feel proud of yourself. Run through the whole scenario. If anxious what-ifs pop up, gently guide your focus back to your positive movie. Don't fight them, just return to the script you're creating. Step 4. Anchor the feeling. After you run through the movie, pause at the end. Hold on to that peak feeling of calm and success. Let it soak in. This is the emotional signature of your new neural pathway. You can even create a physical anchor, like pressing your thumb and forefinger together, to help you recall this feeling later. Your task for day 3 is to do this for 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, you are being a neural architect. You are giving your brain a new blueprint and training it for success. Section 7. Putting it all together and moving forward. Over the last 3 days, you've done something amazing. You've started to fundamentally shift your relationship with anxiety, moving from a place of passive suffering to active participation. Let's recap your journey. On day 1, you became the observer, using recognize and relabel to create space between you and the anxiety. On day 2, you became the disruptor, using the action shift to weaken anxiety's power by defying its orders. On day 3, you became the architect, using positive visualization to proactively design a new, calmer neural pathway. This 3-day plan was your launchpad. It was designed to give you tangible wins and prove that you are not powerless. You have felt the shift. You've experienced what it's like to use your mind to change your brain. So, what's next? How do you make this last? The answer is simple: repetition. Remember, neurons that fire together, wire together. You have to walk that new path in the forest again and again to turn it into a superhighway. Make these tricks part of your life. Keep practicing recognize and relabel daily. It will get faster. Look for small opportunities for an action shift every week. Use positive visualization for a few minutes before a challenging situation. You can also support your brain's ability to change in other ways. Think of these as making your brain more fertile for growth. Physical exercise, moving your body, is a powerful way to boost neuroplasticity and mood. Mindfulness meditation, even 10 minutes a day, is like taking your prefrontal cortex to the gym, strengthening its ability to regulate emotion. Learning new skills, challenge your brain with something new. It forces it to build new connections. Quality sleep, sleep is when your brain cleans house and solidifies everything you've learned. It's non-negotiable for brain health. The science of anxiety treatment is always moving forward, with amazing techniques like TMS on the horizon. But you don't need a fancy machine to start changing your brain. You have the tools right now. Conclusion: in CTA, you came here looking for a way to deal with anxiety. My hope is that you're leaving with something much more valuable, the knowledge that you have the power to physically change your own brain. Your anxiety is not a life sentence. It is not a flaw in your character. It is a pattern, and patterns can be rewritten. The feelings are real, but they are not the ultimate truth of who you are. You are the one who can observe the thoughts, choose the new action, and design a new way of being. This 3-day plan is your starting point. The path ahead takes practice and patience. Some days, the old highway will feel easier. That's okay. Just notice it, relabel it, and gently guide yourself back to the new path. Every single time you do, you make the new path stronger. You are rewiring your brain for peace, one thought, one action at a time. If this was helpful, please give this video a like to help it reach others. And subscribe for more science-based tools to take control of your mind.